Residency. We just had a really incredible thing happen. Was drinking some tea before the show to ground. Had abandoned the tea, came back. I took a drink, his throat coat, spit out something in my mouth. It was a bee. There's a whole other story about me and bees, but anyway, I thought it was dead. Got it onto a leaf, moved it onto another transportation device, a little piece of wood, put him in the tent about 20 minutes ago. He was crumpled. And then we've been practicing and going through songs, and it came to life, or it had enough rest and healing vibes from us playing, and he just flew out. So there you go. Which is honestly a good segue into what I was going to say, which is that that's my version of what God is. Gentle and nurturing and connected to everything, buzzing around all the time. And there's a lot of versions of what God is that have existed over the course of humanity for millennia and millennia. And a lot of times, and most of the time throughout the history, the majority of the time, it's not like it was called God. And definitely not Father God. And so when I think about this song we're about to do, all I can say is that I really can't think of anything more terrifying, I guess, but not in a good way, but more cruel than a certain current version of a Father Sky God that ignores the pleas and cries of his people in favor of war, in favor of violence. And that is a rough God indeed. This is a Van Morrison song. Oh, the blood splattered victims had to pray along an ancient highway, torn between half-truth and victimization. Now they're fighting back with counterattacks. For when that rough God goes riding, when that rough God goes gliding, when that rough God goes riding, he's riding on it. Yeah, he's riding on it. I was flabbergasted by the headlines. People in glass houses throwing stones. A gaping wound that will never heal. Now they're moaning like the dog in the manger. 'Cause when that rough God goes riding, when that rough God goes gliding, when that rough God goes riding, he's riding on it, riding on it. It's a matter of survival when you're born with your back up against the wall. Somebody handed me a Bible, and somebody else gave me a number to call.
God goes gliding down the road. God goes riding.
Yo, been feeling that Van Morrison song. Okay, we're gonna do another song. Yeah?
We are.
Where's our board?
I can see it.
Okay. Because I just blinked out.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, y'all.
Thanks for saying hello.
Yeah, thanks for saying hey. We're so glad y'all are here. If you're here now for the live moment, that's so amazing that this many of y'all have, you know, we're on week 6. We're going to keep it going. Because honestly, this keeps us alive in terms of feeding our spirit and that need to make something really that we care about in a world that feels like sometimes there isn't much care for each other. But we're glad you're here if you're seeing it now or later. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do this song called Pink, Oklahoma. My great-grandpa was Elmo Lewis. He's from Pink, Oklahoma, way back when. He was a farming man, had watermelons and moonshine, till they hauled him off to the Leavenworth pen. The Jack was his oldest boy, and he went off to the big war. He got gunned down out on Pillyloo. Got a picture in his uniform, standing next to his mama. A look on her face said she already knew. And they grew up just off Highway 9, and they lived through awful times. They still laughed in photographs as they waited on the dark to pass. And when I walked their field of bone and stone, I pulled the weeds up that have grown around the names that have passed on. And it binds me to my own. It reminds me that I'm not alone on this long road winding home. Hey, Thelma Pauline, that was my dad's mother. Her daddy's name was Carol, he played a mandolin. Got an old black diamond string, it's hanging on my wall. I like knowing once it belonged to him. There was Lucy and Patsy, there was Bill and Claudie, there was Emma and Mamie, Linda, Charlie. And they grew up just off Highway 9, and they lived through god-awful times. They still laughed in photographs as they waited on their dark to pass. And when I walked their field of bone and stone, I pulled the weeds up that have grown around the names that have passed on. And it binds me to my own. It reminds me I'm not alone. This long road winding home. My great-grandpa, Mr. Elmo Lewis, from Pink, Oklahoma, way back when. Shout out to Ed Nunez. He had us come play at a retirement party for him in Godley, Texas. Godley, Texas. Something with the G. Godley, Texas.
How about that?
Anyway, Yeah, he's got a place called the Bloated Goat. It's a little private. Guess just a listening room now.
Well, it's just started. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for caring so much about the music and the songs. It was cool. You know, there was a room full of people that were just focused on the lyrics, and that felt really good. Anyway, he said something about this tent. What was he saying?
Yeah, he was asking about the tent, and I went on
Something
to share some stuff, and and really just noticing, you know, if you're new to our journey or you know our journey, you'll know what I'm saying, but that things are just kind of moving differently between us and around us, and he insightfully asked about the tent. And so what I was telling him, we're going to walk outside. What I was telling him, and I'll tell you now, is that the tent is just a part of, it was just one of the early things we did as we realized we're where we live. We've been here about 3 years, that we had to begin to truly, like, not only create a place that we could ground and feel peace and just life, but to also feel protected in it. And so we started just making like art every day in our yard. I'm gonna let out another secret to our existence. I think y'all have met them. These are the backyard buddies. Anyway, so we just started taking everything we could find and making our own little paradise. Because I do believe that when you can take all the energy, whether it's rage or grief or joy, whatever it is, and you can put it into something that you can do with your hands, which is connected into your heart and your soul, and it's actually something that's creative, that could mean like mowing the grass. Doesn't have to be art. Something that's creation, something that makes something. When we create and we make, we feel more alive and more connected to the rest of nature and the world, as in earth, not the world as in shit. Anyway, so we have been making a lot of art, including our serpent in the garden. Serpents are good. And Mac my husband has been making the most beautiful fence.
Hello. This is my corner. If you give a man a couple of logs, he's going to stay warm for the night. But if you give him a chainsaw, he's going to make a lot of fences. That's kind of my Zen thing to go do. We needed a privacy fence, and her grandma has a ton of mesquite out on her land. And so I just started cutting it and stacking it. It's kind of obsessive, but please, somebody look at my wall and think it's cool, would you? Please. I put a lot of work into it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I showed everybody my wood. You show them that one?
That sounds amazing. So yeah, I think that part, I don't even know what all he said because I walked off, but I'll say this too. I mean, we do a lot to work on our relationship. There's a whole thing, and we weren't ready to talk about something we plan on talking about in front of y'all, but we're gonna do that next week. But one thing I will say in lieu of that is that by creating something sacred that benefits us both, that nurtures us both, where our creativity can come together to be cohesive, has brought us closer and more deeply connected. So that's the God I believe in, is one of connection and life. Okay, we're gonna come back in the tent. Do one. This song is old Mike McClure song.
Old Mike McClure.
Oh, Michael McClure. That is going to be on our new Crow and Gazelle album. This thing's not wanting to cooperate.
Did anybody care for my wood?
Yeah, they love your wood, baby. It's going to be on the new Crow and Gazelle album called Truth Be Told, which will be out in May. First single is going to drop March 20th, I think. Y'all are finding this out live, first people. Yeah, that's 2 months away. It's so exciting. But anyway, this song is going to be on that new album. Mac wrote it. I always loved it. Back when I was his agent and we were just friends 20 years ago.
Now we're in a tent together.
Now we're in a tent.
Surrounded by mesquite logs. Lucky girl.
I am lucky. Anyway, so I kind of reworked a few lines in this song to feel like it fits me and the narrative of the album, and Mac was gracious enough to let me do that. So this is for y'all. Down in the belly of the beast, washed out on the riptide, burned out to say the least. I got crowned on the dark side. I took a turn down a twisted alley, wound up on a dead-end street. The holy vultures were in my valley to tear the anchors around my feet. Somebody tried to draw the water up. The bottom of the well was stone. The rain won't fall on the shame of it all. Fields are drier than their bone. Coming hot and heavy on my left side, coming slow and easy on my right. Demon seed will lie down together tonight. When I left the city, they kept my trail for 14 days. Giving up, it was just not in me. Sharpened their marks when I slipped away. I made it down to the edge of the ocean. Truth will tell itself in time. Fortune is an even greater crime. Somebody tried to draw the water up. The bottom of the well was stone. The rain won't fall on the shame of it all. Fields are drier than their bone. Coming hot and heavy on my left side, coming slow and easy on my right. The blue blood breed and the demon seed will lie down together tonight.
Yeah.
Gotta exercise it out of your body, y'all. So I advise you to get a drum if you don't already have one.
Or a chainsaw.
Or a chainsaw.
If you don't have one.
We have got to find ways for the grief and the outrage and the suffering to move out of our bodies. That's another way I know that we're able to have the relationship we are, to be as deeply and truly in love and connected as we are, it's beyond some destiny or like fate. It's because we work at it. And one of the things is that to always raise our vibration by trying to let go and transmute the pain and suffering that we are constantly inundated with. And if you don't have a way to get it out of your body, please find a way that feels healthy but fits you. It doesn't have to be what fits us or anyone else. Go buy a bunch of shitty beer. Go find an empty parking lot and a baseball bat and smash them. Something to move it out of your body.
I was wondering where that was going.
I did too. I don't know, but I just know I have to honor that.
Baseball bat.
I am transformed because I get to move things out of my body. And when somebody asks me what I do for peace and how I'm in the place I am now compared to where I've been, and because I carry and I'm emotions and grief, and as we all do, but being so sensitive, and it's because we work at it, and I move it out and we create things. So yeah, sorry, that moved through me.
That's good.
What are we doing now?
This last song.
Oh yeah, last song.
This song, man, I wrote it a long time ago. I think this was on my Onion album. That sounds ridiculous.
It sounds like
on
it's
my
like
Onion album.
you made an onion.
Mm-hmm.
What if you'd have turned an onion into an album? Okay, are we in the 6th fret?
Yep, you ready?
Yeah, I love this song, by the way. I didn't know this song really until the last week, and I love it. That was like...
Thanks for jumping in there and getting that out there.
Sorry, I felt like it was like a confession.
Hey, I heard this song, and by golly, I liked it. And here he is. He's gonna do it.
It's like a 1950s bit. Like I'm like Joan Carson. No, anyway, sorry. Okay.
Joan Carson.
This is a really beautiful song.
It's called "Find It in You," as in I hope whatever you're looking for, you find it inside of yourself. You know? 'Cause time, it don't wait for no one. And it don't care what you're doing. It just rolls on by. And time has a way of erasing all the dreams you've been chasing in the blink of an eye. Step behind it. Whatever you're looking for, well, I hope someday you find it. You were always a mad one. thanks for tuning in whenever you did.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And if you just found us, or if this is something you're enjoying, remember, if you subscribe here on YouTube, even if you don't want to watch it every week when it comes on live, you'll have a little reminder that it's there. Yeah, we're just grateful whether you tune back in or don't. Thanks for finding us anyway, and for leaning into whatever you're being shown, you know, that you may find it in you, that love and that power. Bye. Damn it.